All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're tackling what is, hands down, the single most intimidating moment of any job hunt. I mean, think about it. We spend hours obsessing over our resumes, grinding through technical prep, researching the company's entire history. But there's this one specific hurdle that trips up even the most prepared professionals. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to master the one question standing between you and your next big career move.
Picture this for a second. You're sitting right there in the interview chair. You've totally nailed the technical questions. You've casually and confidently discussed your past projects. You've even navigated that super awkward conversation about salary expectations. You are feeling genuinely good. And then the interviewer leans back, smiles, and drops the big one. Why should we hire you?
It sounds so incredibly simple, doesn't it? Just 6 little words, but the stakes are sky high. This single prompt literally decides the outcome of thousands of interviews every single day. And because the pressure is on, it almost always leads to candidates absolutely panicking. They freeze up, they start rambling, or worse, they default to answers that completely tank their chances.
Let's flip the script for a second. A lot of folks mistakenly think this question is just an open invitation to brag. Actually, scratch that. It's not about praising yourself at all. Recruiters aren't looking for arrogance. To them, hiring a new employee is a massive business investment. A bad hire costs them valuable time, serious money, and totally kills productivity. What they're desperately looking for is concrete, undeniable evidence to justify taking a financial risk on you.
So before you even open your mouth, you've got to know what they are secretly checking off in their heads. They're asking themselves, what unique value do you actually bring to the table? Do you genuinely understand this role? And can you bridge the gap between what you can do and what they need done? Ultimately, they're scanning for someone who is confident but not arrogant, and who backs up their claims with solid proof. This brings us to the traps. You know, the stuff we all blurt out when the nerves hit? Saying, "I'm a really hard worker," is a massive trap. Why? Because literally every single candidate claims they work hard. It's completely empty. Another huge trap? Just repeating your resume. They've already read it. Summarizing it out loud tells them absolutely nothing new about your real-world value. And here's another huge mistake. Making the answer all about what you want. Saying things like, "I really want to grow," or "I need to gain experience" is totally fine, but let's be real. Employers primarily care about how you're going to help them succeed. You have to shift from a me-focused answer to a value-focused one. Oh, and please, never compare yourself to other candidates by saying you're the best one there. It just comes off as totally out of touch.
Okay, so how do we dodge those traps? We use what we call the V.I.T.A.L formula. It's an absolute game changer for structuring a perfectly balanced professional response. V stands for value. What skills are you bringing? I is for impact. How have you actually solved problems with those skills? T is teamwork. Can you play well with others? A is adaptability, a massive one right now, meaning can you learn and grow with AI and new tech? And L is a learning mindset. Are you continuously improving? Keep this V.I.T.A.L framework in the back of your mind here.
Let's see what this actually sounds like in the real world. Say you're a fresher, interviewing for your very first IT support role. You obviously don't pretend you have a decade of experience, right? Instead, you lean into your recent studies. You talk about your hands-on projects, and you make sure to highlight that you've been proactively learning modern automation and AI productivity tools. See what happens there? Even without a 10-page resume, you're immediately proving your worth. You are showcasing your curiosity, your intense preparation, and your rapid growth potential. By just openly owning that you're at the start of your career, but proving you're a fast learner, you hit that adaptability metric perfectly. You're basically saying, hey, I am an amazing investment for your future.
Okay, but what if you do have some miles on the odometer? If you're an experienced pro, your answer needs to seamlessly blend your rock-solid track record with a really proactive approach to new tech. Notice how you aren't just saying you manage Microsoft 365, you're proving you reduce downtime. And crucially, you're showing you are actively learning AI workflow automation because you get how fast the industry moves.
Notice the shift? It's not just a boring laundry list of past duties. It's highly specific, incredibly professional, and entirely future-focused. It proves to the hiring manager that you aren't just going to sit around maintaining the status quo. You're looking forward, you're hunting for new efficiencies, and you actually have the chops to implement them. Now, what about my career changers out there? Making a big leap? The golden rule here is never, ever apologize for it. Frame your past as your biggest asset.
If you're moving from, say, warehouse operations into supply chain tech, use that background. Emphasize the universal skills you mastered, like process improvement or team coordination, and immediately pair them with the brand new technical training you just completed.
When you frame it like that, a career pivot becomes a massive superpower. You're showing the recruiter that your real-world, boots-on-the-ground problem-solving aligns perfectly with your new technical skills. You aren't starting from scratch at all. You're bringing this incredibly unique, practical perspective that a standard candidate just doesn't have. To really lock this V.I.T.A.L formula in across the board, we've got to talk about the ultimate rule: show, don't tell. Look at this real-world evidence-based example. This person didn't just casually say they're good at their job. They identified a specific delay, explained exactly how they collaborated with the IT team, and hit him with a hard metric: reducing processing time by 30%. Boom. Put those two approaches side by side, and wow, the difference is night and day. Candidate A makes an empty, generic claim that literally anyone on Earth could make. But candidate B, they are proving their value with hard, undeniable evidence. They are bringing that impact part of the V.I.T.A.L formula to life in a major way. Put yourself in the hiring manager's shoes for a second. It's the end of a long week of back-to-back interviews. They're staring at their notes, trying to make a final investment decision. Ask yourself, who leaves a lasting impression? It's always the candidate who brought evidence. Evidence sticks, generic buzzwords just evaporate. To make sure you are that unforgettable candidate when the pressure is on, you can actually use AI as your own personal interview coach. It's amazing for this. Just prompt it with something like, act as an HR manager and ask me why you should hire me. Give it your answer and ask it to evaluate and suggest improvements. You can even ask it to tailor your response for specific fields like IT, marketing, or finance, so you sound completely natural and dialed in on the big day. All right, as we wrap up, I want you to lock in these 5 non-negotiable rules before you ever walk into that room. 1. Deeply, truly understand the job description. 2. Research the company thoroughly. 3. Explicitly connect your skills to their current needs. 4. Always use real examples, no generic fluff. And 5. End your answer with genuine confidence and enthusiasm. At the end of the day, they aren't looking for some flawless robot. In today's wild, automated workplace, your true value doesn't just come from what you already know today. It comes from your capacity to adapt to tomorrow, your ability to collaborate seamlessly, and your hunger to keep learning and growing right alongside the company.
So I'm going to leave you with this to chew on before your next interview. When they lean in and finally ask that million-dollar question, how are you going to shift from just asking for a job to undeniably proving your worth? Are you just going to recite your resume, or are you going to use your evidence to prove you are absolutely vital to their future? Take this formula, practice it, and go crush that interview.